Lagswitch.
We're back with episode 2 of the Lagswitch Podcast, and as usual, this is Rob, and going around the circle, we got...
Who's on the circle? We're kind of looking at T.
Alright, fine, we're going around the square like?
No, we're still in the T.
Alright, we're not a T. I'm looking at the actual podcast layout that we got set up for the actual video. So we're set up in a square, rectangular, octagon type shape, Paul.
How do you get a circle out of squares?
Why
does everybody always go quiet after my comments? I swear to God.
Because no one knows what to say to you. No one ever knows what to say to you, Army. Ever.
We ask the hard-hitting questions here. You know?
That's true. So anyway, let's go around the box real quick. Down below me, we have the Southern Belle.
Brutality.
And to the left of me, I think. Or is it my right? Which side is it, Britt? Alright, it's my right, I guess, on the screen. We have the Asian Sensation.
Army, a.k.a. Link Smash.
And to the southeast of me, we got the Jewish Wonder.
Oh, it's me. Hey, what's up? Well,
So, same as usual. So let's get right into it. The big news coming in. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I have someone low crawling behind me right now. You might hear that. She's sneaking by a little bit so she doesn't get seen on camera. You want to reach for your stuff? That's fine. You can do that. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is the new title from Ubisoft. That's coming out this fall for next-gen consoles. It's not coming out on 360 or PS3. And it is looking to revitalize the franchise since of the utter failure, in my opinion, of Assassin's Creed 3 and Unity. But before we get into any of that discussion, let's go around the circle real quick and see what people thought about the trailer for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Starting with you, Britt.
I really like the time period that it's set in, but I really don't do Assassin's Creed, so it doesn't get me excited. But I do like the fact that there seems to be a brother-sister combo in this one, which is really cool. So
is it a Jamie and Cersei brother combo?
Hopefully not that sort of combo, but
ass in.
I'm hoping if I do play it that you get to play both characters or choose which one, maybe in different situations. But we'll see.
I respect that decision.
Yeah.
But then again, you said you've never played an Assassin's Creed, right?
I've never played an Assassin's Creed, but any chance you can kind of make it your own by choosing which character you want. Maybe there's different storylines depending on which character you choose, or maybe you can only do like the campaign stuff with the one character, but you could do side missions with the other one. I don't know what's going to happen. It's all up in the air.
Gotcha. Army?
I am looking forward to all the the bugs and glitches that come from Assassin's Creed games. I don't know, like, I'm excited. So I want to see beautiful things disappear and then reappear in the ocean, and people disappearing into a massive hole, and eyeballs that you can see floating around.
Oh.
That is what I look forward to in every single Assassin's Creed game.
Oh.
But other than that, like Brit,
jerking off.
What?
like Brit,
Which one?
I enjoy. I want to see the time period too, and maybe we'll see Jack the Ripper.
Oh, and also I noticed in the trailer, which was kind of funny, like the bigger guys, the big like tank-looking dudes, they're all the same. They're not different.
You're talking about villains?
Even in the trailer. Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, maybe it was in the gameplay when I watched the gameplay on IGN when they had the gameplay there. But yeah, they were all the same. They weren't different whatsoever. So they were just like copy and paste.
Were people built that way back then? I don't know.
I don't think they knew how to take proper protein back then.
Yeah, like I imagine everybody is starving with the plague and stuff.
Yeah, plague.
The
yes,
what? What?
The new fad diet. The new fad diet. The plague.
That's
That happened around then, right?
It's not history, Army, for the love of God.
I'm Asian, then.
I didn't study the white man's history. We now have.
That's about right.
You're close by 4, 5, 6, 700 years.
Yeah, and there was Jesus. Jesus was there.
Jesus was in England too.
Yeah.
So we also have the resident Assassin's Creed expert / lover. He has self-proclaimed the greatest flag hunter in the history of Assassin's Creed gaming. His name is Deadpool PK.
Can you guys hear me? Because I was fucking around my microphone.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, just making sure. I don't even know where to start. I mean, I don't mean to contradict Brit or Army, but I was tricked. I was tricked like once, like that fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. So I was totally sold on Assassin's Creed 3 because of the time period. And and I was like, yeah, the American Revolution I love studying that in 5th grade, guys. It's gonna be awesome. And I blame Assassin's Creed 3 for me not really liking video games anymore. So because
that is about the time you disappeared too.
Yeah, it just made me into a self-loathing piece of crap because this game, like, I put so much time and effort into it, and it was so terrible. And I mean, I did a whole like pre-recorded thing, and I'm not going to go on that tangent again. But basically, I watched the trailer and I was like, "Cool, it's in England, and we know that because like Big Ben is there." That's it. That's all you're going to give us? Okay, I guess. So I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to feel about it. I know we're going to talk about Assassin's Creed a little bit later, but Assassin's Creed, the original one, was really repetitive, and I was like, I'm going to give it another shot. And then Assassin's Creed 2 was like kind of really fucking amazing. And then the two, like, Brotherhood, and then what was the last one called?
Revelations?
Like, Revelations, yeah.
Sisterhood
Just kidding.
of the Traveling Pants.
Yes, Assassin's Creed Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and Brotherhood.
Yes.
They hit this formula that really worked for them, and then Assassin's Creed 3 came out, and they're like, let's throw a bunch of stupid crap in there that you have to do, but you don't want to, and you have to in order to progress the story. And I feel like they just kind of lost everybody there. I don't know. I haven't played another Assassin's Creed game since Assassin's Creed 3 because of Assassin's Creed 3, or any video game really. So I'm not really excited because it takes place in England in like the 1800s. That doesn't do enough for me.
Well, I gotta interject there, Paul. Interject
Okay.
myself. I'm going to inject myself into you. I played Assassin's Creed 1 and didn't even finish it because I got tired of flag hunting. I didn't play 2, and from what I'm told, 2 is the best Assassin's Creed. But there's also debate now because everyone loves Black Flag, which was Assassin's Creed 4. And I never played that. I got it for free when I got my new GPU, but I never installed it because, again, I had a bad taste in my mouth. Because I got 3 for the same reasons. American Revolution, I'm going to get to kill redcoats. Awesome! Wait a minute, if we all remember the live cast we did like 2 years ago when I actually reviewed it, or whenever it came out, I ripped it apart for 10 minutes and made half the chat start crying because of my thoughts on Assassin's Creed 3 and how utterly bad it was. And then you saw the videos of the bugs from 3, which luckily I didn't really see any because I only played it for 5 hours before I quit. And then all the bugs from Unity came out, and Unity was just a mess from the start. So there's a lot of doubt in Ubisoft for their repetitive, poor release on launch day, and that's why, yeah, it looks cool. You get to play as Clockwork Orange. I get it. People want to be little, they want to be cool little dudes with top hats that beat up old ladies and take their wallets with giant penises, and then end up getting lobotomized and eye fucked into resurgery words verisimilitude. And again, I'm like with Paul. Again, it looks good. But it's not enough to sell me because what's that game that came out? The Order 1886 is set in London then too, and that game, while it is pretty, it's very lacking as far as mechanics and the story is okay, but you need more than just a pretty location to get me to enjoy you. So Assassin's Creed Syndicate,
the new Batman tool that he's got, whatever that's called.
He's got a grappling hook.
Yeah,
is that what they added? Well,
it shoots and
yeah, every game's getting a grappling hook because there's a grappling hook in Far Cry 4. Just Cause made the grappling hook cool again, and then Batman
Was
came out.
the grappling hook ever not cool though?
Yeah, it wasn't cool in Mallrats or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah,
It wasn't cool then.
It was.
No, it wasn't,
Yeah, it
Paul.
was.
Anyway,
All right, so wait, before you go on, I just want to point something out also. That the other game that I kind of got into since I didn't stop playing games, Far Cry 3, and I realized why is because, I think Ubisoft knows this, is I think there's something very Zen-like about climbing a tower and then just having your character look around. Because that's all Far Cry 3 is climbing towers and looking around, and that's all every Assassin's Creed is climbing towers and looking around.
that's why people predicted when The Crew came out that you're going to have to drive to a tower and then drive up the tower, park on top of it, and then drive down and go to another tower because of Ubi's love for towers in every game.
Well, it's made for old people. You ever see those old people videos where they're playing Assassin's Creed just because they visited that place?
Oh yeah, Venice.
Yeah.
They were just riding around the boat because it's like, it's
Yeah.
like we were there in the 60s or whatever.
That's what they're gonna do. It's made for old people who can no longer travel.
It's a travel
back to
simulator.
when they were born.
Oh,
We're
in the
experts at parkour.
1800s. Yeah.
And old people are experts at parkour. They just don't
Well,
tell
you
us
are.
about that.
So now that you have a grappling hook,
Yeah.
do you have to be an expert at parkour? Or do you think this guy can literally just run into a wall and be like, "Ow, what the fuck? Fuck! I can't run up the wall for no reason." Well, good thing I'm this grappling hook.
If it's like Assassin's Creed 3, you'll walk into a wall and you'll glitch and then walk like bent over halfway while you're walking on the road. So who knows what's
I
going to
can't
happen.
wait.
So do you think that they put this in for the cool factor, or because it'll help, like, speed up and traverse and...
Maybe it's a little both, because Assassin's Creed has become, and the director of the studio that's in charge of the franchise has admitted, we're going to release Assassin's Creed every year until fans say they don't want it anymore, and I don't want it anymore. But that's me. But they're releasing more than one, because we got we got Syndicate coming out, then we also got that other one, China
Yeah,
Road.
like Chinatown Wars.
Chinese
or something.
checkers?
Something like that. It's China Road. I forgot the name of it, but I think it's coming out for like previous gen or mobile. And it's like you're releasing more than one Assassin's Creed a year, so you're following the Call of Duty method of a yearly franchise. And what are you going to do to make it, revitalize it each time to keep people interested? Because again,
Do people play multiplayer that much?
I played only 3 for a little bit with Paul, and then when the assassinations ended up looking like human centipedes.
Yeah.
What did I call it, Paul? It was like human assassinpede?
Yeah, something like that. See, that's where we deferred too, because I thought the multiplayer was kind of hip and fresh and new.
Hip. Hip.
I mean, you can do a human centipede thing where everyone just lines up and stabs each other, or you can actually play it, which is kind of cool. Like you could, you're all assassins, and like you would blend in with the crowd, so you would not look like an assassin. Then someone have to like detect you out of the crowd and chase you down and kill you. It was kind of fun when you played it correctly. But a lot of people were just like, well, let's just line up and stab each other in the butts.
It did look like human centipede because Paul killed somebody, and then someone jumped down and killed Paul, and then I jumped on that guy and killed him. So there's like everyone just going, ugh, while fisting each other in the rear with their blades. So it was a human
Fisting
assassinipede.
confirmed. Okay.
Yeah.
But so think about all this. Think about the past Assassin's Creed. I know Paul's played more Assassin's Creed than all of us. What needs to be done to get you interested? And will you be buying it day one if you do plan on it? Because again, like I've said, I don't want to buy any more Ubisoft games day one because of the amount of bugs all their games have had day one. And they had to patch them numerous times to fix. Far Cry 4 was bugged to hell and back. And Assassin's Creed Unity, the problems with that. So I'm not excited for any Ubi titles coming out, whether it be Assassin's Creed Syndicate or Rainbow Six Siege. I need to wait. So what are your thoughts on what does it need, and will you be day one?
Well, all right, so it needs to be, and like I don't want, I guess I'm a hypocrite here because I tear apart games that are exactly like the same game in the same franchise that never really make a change. But there is something very like it just from Assassin's Creed 2, like the Ezio trilogy. So those 3 games had something in the formula where it didn't feel like you were playing the same game over and over and over again for 3 games straight. And then Assassin's Creed 3 drastically changed its formula, and then they also had a character named Connor. And I mean, you could ask your girlfriend, whenever there's a character named Connor, like Angel, it just fucking goes to hell. So I blame that.
I get the reference.
What?
Okay, so in Angel randomly has a son, and his name is Connor, and that's when Angel started sucking. The assassin...
Spoilers, Paul.
Excuse me, the show's been out for 15 years,
Spoilers, Paul.
So, and then the Assassin's Creed 3, when you eventually get to play as him, which wasn't a killing part of in my game. Like, you don't play as the assassin for the first half. But then his name's Connor, and then it just sucks. So I think you just have to go back to whatever formula they were using in Assassin's Creed 2, which was, sure, it was like repetitive, but it didn't feel like it was repetitive because you had to do a lot of stuff that felt like it needed to be done. Where this one in Assassin's Creed 3, not this one, I don't know what the fuck's happening in Assassin's Creed now, but Assassin's Creed 3, in order to progress the story, I had to kill like 15 bobcats. And it was like hanging out and this is It was hanging out in trees in real time
Were
for
you
about
playing Red
5
Dead
hours.
Redemption or Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
This was Assassin's Creed.
This is Assassin's Creed, because Red Dead Redemption, you didn't have to hunt like 15 bobcats to progress the story. Like, you could choose to if you wanted to. This one was like, no, go hang out in the forest, climb some trees, maybe a bobcat will come around, and then kill it and skin it, because if you don't skin it, then you lose, you have to start all over anyway. And it was like 5 real-time hours of just hanging out in fucking trees, killing stupid fucking bobcats. It was horrible. That's just one of the menial tasks that you had to do to progress the story.
Or like collect all of Benjamin Franklin's floating notes that just blow in the wind around the city.
Yeah, that too.
Which was stupid.
The flags, like, I could deal with the flags because they were stationary, and there's like challenges. You had to jump from one ledge to another and have to figure out which ledge was the one that would actually let you get up to the flag. But in Assassin's Creed 3, like, you had to do all of that, and then the note would blow away, and you'd have to chase it. If one falls through, you just fall and have to start all over again. But it wouldn't regenerate right away. You'd have to, like, wait 20 minutes for it to be back. It was just a lot of wasted time. Just a lot of wasted time. So don't do that anymore. I don't think it'll be a day one buy for me, because I also have Black Flag, which I've never touched because of Assassin's Creed 3.
All right. So, Britt and Army, since you're not huge in Assassin's Creed, what would it take for you to buy it, even if it's not day one, like just to get it?
A sale.
I agree.
You agree? I mean, I agree too. I'm most likely, it looks great. You know, playing as a Clockwork Orange gang. If they do add in a Jack the Ripper type thing, then yeah, that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I understand. It's a nod to history.
But I'm not getting a day one. I might wait till one of those Steam winter sales or, you know, summer sale.
I'm not getting a game day one for a long time.
I agree with you.
Long time.
There's only a few that I will buy day one, but that's a whole other discussion that we could have in another podcast about why we won't buy day one purchase anymore. In fact, we will discuss that in a future episode.
I kind of feel like I'm never going to get the game.
Yeah?
Like, mostly because, like, sure, I have Assassin's Creed, like, the first 2, but I haven't even finished playing the first one because I got bored. And I'm the type of gamer that has to play sequentially.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if I finally get through all the other Assassin's Creed, I'll pick this one up.
Oh,
maybe not.
What was the cost for the game, Rob?
Oh, yeah. Let me pull this up real quick. All right.
Yeah.
According to the leaked prices for all the different versions coming out, for the regular version, in American currency, it's $78.
Just for the game.
What?
$78 just for the game.
What?
Like, they increased the price. I forgot it was in pounds. I think it was $69.99 in pounds or whatever, but it changed to 78 American currency. The Gold Edition, which includes the Season Pass with the game, is going to cost you $110. Okay?
What?
That's just
Why?
the Season Pass. But then they have different levels of special editions after that. We have the Assassin's Creed Syndicate The Rooks Edition, which comes with an extra mission called Runaway Train, an art book, soundtrack, double-sided London map, and exclusive collector's box, right? That's going to run you $94, so it is $16 cheaper than the special edition, or the gold edition, I'm sorry. But it doesn't come with the season pass. You'll have to buy that separately for $30 or $40. Now let's go to the next level. The next level we have is the Assassin's Creed Syndicate Charing Cross Edition, which includes everything from which includes the Runaway Train mission, art book, soundtrack, a map, plus its own exclusive box, and a 26-centimeter figure of Jacob. All right, that is going to cost you $118 and does not include the season pass. The final edition of the game is the Big Ben edition. This includes everything I said before, an even specialer box, and a more extravagant version of the Jacob. An even specialer box, an even more extravagant version of the Jacob figurine, and where he's standing with clock machinery instead of just standing still. Now, how much is this going to cost you? $180. But it does include the season pass. So, no. Other exclusive items that they've announced. So these are things they're going to sell on the side before the game's even out. They're telling you, we're going to sell you the Future Pack case, which is a premium hip flask with an Assassin's Creed branding on it, and an exclusive numbered lithograph. It's just like, Ubisoft is milking the money train before the game's even out. We're 6 months away from launch. No, 5 months away from launch. Haven't even seen more gameplay from E3, and they've already got these special editions lined up where they don't even give you the season pass in 3 of them. And you're paying more.
I like the fact that they're giving the option of different things. I mean, but not the cost, but like the option of different things you can get. Because maybe you can afford one, but you can't afford the other. And as a collector, that's kind of a big deal. But, I mean, God almighty.
I mean, like I said before, the fact that you're paying $78 for the regular edition.
Just for the game.
With nothing.
And we don't know how long that game will be.
You're paying an extra $18 than normal, so is this going to be a new standard set by the gaming industry to start raising the prices? Because, like, oh, we worked an extra 6 months on this game, we're going to raise this by $10. Or, we only worked on it for the same amount of time, but we're going to charge you an extra $15. That's a whole nother discussion we can have on another podcast, because these little things...
Extra because of all the extra crap they want to sell you. They're selling product instead of the game.
Exactly. They're selling you post-product.
Like, what the hell?
Is the case even steel? Does it say it's a steel case?
It doesn't say anything about a steel case, but again, that's a whole nother discussion we can have, which will probably take up a whole episode. I don't want to get too in detail. I know it makes you angry. It makes me angry.
I'm trying not to hold out right now.
What's up?
But, like, I won't go too far on it, but I don't know. I think maybe they're just testing to see who their consumers are. So
they've had other games. They've had like 4 other games though.
Right. No, but now they're like, well, let's see if like maybe these people who are buying our 4 other games have jobs now and could afford to pay $80 a video game, and then like Rob said, maybe set a standard that now instead of the $60 game price, which went up from like when we were playing PlayStation 2, which was $50 to $60, now all games are going to be $80, which is just insane. But what made me even more mad is I didn't know this, but apparently the character's name is Jacob.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell is writing this shit? It's like the whitest guy ever. It's like, oh, there's a white guy. There's a Native American. His name is obviously Connor.
There's a John Smith in there somewhere.
Well, that is a very British name. Okay, yeah. John Smith. No, John Smith.
Oh yeah.
Didn't John Smith plow Pocahontas, or am I mixing things up?
There's a Edward and
for $78,
Bella.
Some exotic names. My God.
All right, so
but yeah, that's like if people are like, we've got to stand up somehow other than just talking. So if you're gonna
Britt,
buy
no,
that
we're
game,
not.
Ubisoft's gonna keep doing it.
No one's going to stand up. People are going to hashtag about it and then bitch on Twitter, and maybe they'll listen. But at the same time, Ubisoft doesn't care because they released a broken game because of dates. Assassin's Creed Unity was broken. They were aware it's broken. Then they had to patch it multiple times to get it working. Same thing EA did with Battlefield 4. It was broken at launch. Servers were down. People couldn't play anything. And people buy Battlefield for multiplayer. They don't buy it for single player.
Yeah.
You should never pre-order games for their content because you're pre-ordering.
This is another reason why I'm never pre-ordering it.
See, Britt's bringing up a topic that I would like to discuss is pre-orders and are they worth it anymore? Because I think I've only pre-ordered 2 or 3 games this year. One of them being Splatoon because that game looks cute as fuck on Wii U and I have to have it. I really have to have a Splatoon. It's cute as fuck.
The last game I pre-ordered was the Master Chief Collection, and that did me in. I was done.
I didn't even pre-order that one. I bought it digitally off the marketplace on Xbox Live, and that was a big regret. So
mine was Gears of War 3. That was the last one.
I don't really do pre-orders anymore.
Statue, console, come on.
And I don't even do pre-orders on the PC. I know I love gaming on PC more, but I don't pre-order. Even if I save $5 or $6, I'm like, it's not worth it sometimes. I'll just pay for it.
I would rather just wait until that gullible guy plays it, then brings it back to GameStop, and I can get it cheaper.
But if you bring it back to GameStop, you're only going to pay
$80 at used price. You're still going to be paying like $70.
What was it?
On like the Steam sales at a 50% off discount, you're still paying a full price for a fucking video game.
There's always a Redbox.
Well, if you're lucky in Redbox.
A GameFly.
But the thing is, I think Paul was with me. I went to GameStop. Like 2 days after the order came out, I went to trade it in, and they only gave me, for a $60 game, they were going to give me what? $19?
I don't care what they give you. I want to know what I pay.
Anyway.
You pay like $58.
So,
like Assassin's Creed money from an $80 game, you pay like $79.
Alright, so let's bring this to a wrap about Assassin's Creed.
Okay, wrap it down to Assassin's Creed. Let's go.
So we can have a whole discussion about that again. But again, final thoughts on Assassin's Creed before we jump to the next topic.
I'm thumbs down.
Brit's thumbs down.
Murder it.
Me too.
Army's thumbs down. Paul?
You can get a hooker to blow you for $80. I'd rather have that than Assassin's Creed.
That's a thumbs down from Paul. So we got 4 thumbs down from the Lagswitch Podcast.
Oh, wait. Not jumping ahead to our next topic, but it could be a man or a woman hooker. I don't care.
Alright, so basically,
Good transition.
right now, none of us are pre-ordering Syndicate, and none of us are even looking to buy it this year. So Ubisoft need to do something to get us going. So that brings us on to our next topic. Alright, so a huge movie came out recently. Well, actually, 5 days ago. Mad Max Fury Road, which to me is my favorite movie of the year so far. And I loved it to death. Only Britt and I saw it out of the team. Army and Paul have not seen it yet, unfortunately. But me and Britt can just chat. We can chat about the movie shortly since Paul and Army don't really care. Yes. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, you might want to not watch the next couple minutes. I won't go into too much detail, but
we'll try to keep it broad.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it womanly.
Yeah.
Like a broad. Oh, you don't say that.
All right, so Britt, go ahead. Tell us what you think.
Okay, so this movie to me was better than the Avengers. Just gonna put that out there. If you haven't watched Mad Max, if you don't know what to expect from Mad Max, it's gonna be a little weird. And I think the people next to me never watched it before, so they didn't really know what to expect. But I like the fact that Mad Max, at a good length of the movie, was not the main character to me for a lot of the time. They kind of switched back and forth between he and Furiosa, which was awesome. And
it's Furiosa!
Okay. It was pretty much nonstop action. There wasn't really a lot of talking. So it was pretty much like you were on the edge of your seat the whole time. So,
yeah, if people don't know, Britt loved it. I agree with her statement. It's better than the Avengers. It really was. If you don't know what Mad Max is, for some reason, it's an old film trilogy that started back when the Australian exploitation phase by George Miller, Ozploitation, with Mad Max in a post-apocalyptic Australian wasteland. And the films have transcended time to speak about our need and thirst for oil and fossil fuels. But at the same time, George Miller returned. The original director came back to make another one. And Fury Road combines the story of Mad Max, Max himself, and they introduced the Furiosa character played by Charlize Theron, whereas Max is played by
Tom Hardy.
I was going to say Tom Brady, but I was like, nope, that's not his name.
Nah.
So the story is the same as what you expect. It's a very action-packed movie. It doesn't leave room for breathing because it goes from point A to point B. It's literally what the Fast and the Furious tries to be. Even though Fast and Furious is entertaining, this is like Fast and the Furious if they had more balls. And the plot isn't really huge, but the small story parts are introduced and throughout the film in short little, not even breaks, but short little pauses, or even as the action's happening, the story progresses with it. So the action and the story ramp up together. It's like a tornado of fisticuffs, which is weird to think about because you'll see fists flying in circles. But everyone's
Borderlands.
Borderlands was influenced by the Mad Max series. You can tell a lot with the way they made it a space western, and even though Mad Max has nothing to do with space, but it's got the Mad Max vibe, and I love the shit out of it. I went in with a lot of hype because I'm a huge fan of the originals. I'm still a Mel Gibson fan because even though he may be crazy in real life, he's a great director and actor. Can't take that away from him. And Tom Hardy, not Brady, did a good job playing Max, but Charlize Theron definitely stole the show as Furiosa. And why are we bringing this up? Why are we talking about a film on the Lagswitch Podcast? Because the gaming industry is very huge on equality right now, and if anyone knows, equality is just it's a bark. It's 3 barks. Equality is just equality. There you go. There's a definition of equality. It's just equality. Huh?
Just equality.
Just wanted to tell you, but a lot of people online are raging about the movie, so we were going to discuss this for a little bit. Now, we have one side of the debate who says the film is a sexist portrayal of women. They are nothing more than trophies, and they're there for men to win or locate and rescue, kind of like the Mario situation. And There's also MRAs, they're called men's rights activists, which isn't all of them, but there's some that are saying that the movie is a piece of shit because it's a Mad Max film, but they've given the lead role to a female. Because, as again, like we said, the characters Max and Furiosa share screen time and share action. They're pretty much equals throughout the entire story. Mm-hmm. Then you got the other side, which says it's a very female-empowering film because Furiosa takes charge and she leads the film. She does more than Max to make sure that these women are protected and they're not trophies. You do not own us, we're not property, etc. And she does a great job leading it. To me, you could say this is Charlize Theron's Ellen Ripley character, made famous by Sigourney Weaver, or Linda Hamilton's Sarah Connor from The Terminator. Very strong females in action films that just kick ass. And you don't give a fuck if they're male or female because they're just kicking ass. And I think this is Charlize Theron's... That's her. This is her Alien, or Aliens. This is her Terminator. So it's pretty awesome.
Beyond Flux?
No. That was just that movie was just bad and terrible. But this was her chance to step up in that role. So what we just wanted to chat about a little bit is what did you feel about the film, or what did you read or see or hear, or how do you think about the situation for you two who didn't see it? We'll start with Army first, then we'll go to Britt, because Army hasn't seen the movie, but she's well aware of all the drama in the community. So go ahead, Army.
Okay, so instead of watching Mad Max, I watched Pitch Perfect 2. All right?
I heard that's a good movie.
Yeah, I remember I was like scrolling through the news, whatever, and there was this article that compared the two in like feminism and how Mad Max was more of a feminist movie than whatever, Pitch Perfect 2. And I'm like, what the hell, people? It's just a movie. Why can't you just enjoy it? Why are you going to get your panties in a bunch? Is that what people say?
That's sexist. Like some will, right some people will say that's sexist for you to say that.
I have fit panties and I can't get them in a bunch.
Yeah,
that's
whatever.
sexist.
It's your underwear in a bunch. I don't know. Whatever. The point is, it's just like, sure, movies are made to be like, studied closely if you're like a fucking film major and trying to analyze this and that. But if you're going there for entertainment, just have it be an entertaining movie. You know, Rob was saying how it was the Fast and Furious of whatever.
Fast and Furious on steroids, yeah.
Yeah, on steroids. Why can't it just be that? Damn it. Why people gotta get so up in a angriness?
Because that's the way the culture changed. Social media, I mean, it's all about that. I saw a lot of the tweets about it, and a lot of the people who saw the vast majority more I saw said that the film is not sexist, and I kind of agree with it. I was like, I didn't see anything sexist in it. Yeah. But apparently people, in that community who do find everything sexist or everything's degrading to women, they want every story to be the same in the end, which is going to lead to a downfall in entertainment, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, some guys find strong women sexy, right? Like, I'm sure there was some penis in the popcorn, somewhere.
Well, yeah, there's lots of strong women. Britt's very strong. I mean, she can bench press 500 pounds. Allison over here, she can jujitsu me into death. So she's very physically strong. But, I mean...
Notice how Rob went off-screen to find another female.
My girlfriend's real, okay? She's not imaginary. She's just in the shower right now. She's real, though.
What's
right? You're real, right? Right? Yes, I am. I love you so much. You're the best boyfriend ever. Thank you. See, they don't believe that I have a girlfriend.
What's weird to me is that, like, okay, so you have the strong role of Furiosa, but to counterbalance that, there was the other girls. What did they call them? What was the group? Do they have a group name?
Oh, I forgot the name of them, but I know that the five.
His
breeders.
His
the breeders
people. Anyway, like, they were under ownership. Like, that's just like the total opposite thing. So for it to be like, I don't understand.
Were there like weak men in the movie?
Weak men?
Weak men?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little person sitting in a chair.
I mean, yeah, if you talk about physically weak, yeah, there was like a guy who was obviously born deformed because his legs were coming right out of his stomach and he looked like he was a dwarf and just kind of stuck in a chair. So physically weak, yes, but every other character in the movie was like...
There were emotionally weak men because they relied and looked to this one leader guy.
Yeah. So mentally weak, but then everyone else is like, then you got the big tough guys, and the main villain with the awesome mask, he was obviously strong and didn't give a fuck. Then you got Max, who is strong and doesn't give a fuck. Then you got Charlize Theron, who's strong and doesn't give a fuck. Well, she gave a fuck. But it's just like, I don't see it. Like, people are trying to force any personal opinion into these things to start these arguments online. A lot of people, I don't even know. I get angry when I look
Just
at social
enjoy
media.
entertainment and stop
Did
being...
Tina Turner show up?
No, Tina Turner was not in the film, unfortunately. It would have been awesome if Beyond Thunderdome 2 happened.
So, my whole problem with this whole thing happening is I'm with Army here. It's completely social media's fault because it gives everybody a voice that they didn't have. So basically, they can stand up on a soapbox, whether it be whatever social media platform that you choose, stand on a platform and just yell about things. And no one can agree what sexism is anymore. So is sexism having a powerful woman as the lead, and that's emasculating men, and that's wrong. So that's not actually portraying what a woman is like. But is that comment sexist, or is the woman, like the Black Widow, using her sexuality to gain power over men? Is that sexist? Nobody can decide what sexism is anymore, and it's just a bunch of people shouting and screaming and everything. So I don't know. I decided to throw into the Twitter war that was going on because it was right after Rob's imaginary girlfriend told me about all
imaginary
this stuff
girlfriend.
happening. And it just drove me crazy, so I was standing online in Dunkin' Donuts, and I wanted to see what the Twitterverse would say is the most inoffensive order at Dunkin' Donuts, because I didn't want to offend the woman behind the counter or all womankind while not emasculating myself and not offending anybody. And what it came down to was I can get a black lukewarm coffee that doesn't you can't have anything in it because sugars is feminine, and I don't want to insult any feminists out there who are like, how dare you have sugar in your coffee, because that's supposed to be a bold drink, and a strawberry frosted donut that I'm not allowed to eat. I have to have it to represent the and let's be real here, like, pink is normally associated with girl colors. I think pink is awesome, so I'm not even going down that road.
Pink's my
But
favorite
I had
color.
to have the women. I had to have women recognized in my breakfast by having a strawberry frosted donut, and then they asked me. And this is where I panicked at the checkout line when I was ordering. So they asked me if I wanted it with sprinkles or without. So again, I turned to the Twitterverse, and they told me that if I didn't get it with sprinkles, that it would be homophobic. But if the sprinkles were on top of the pink frosting, then that would be the homosexuals stamping on feminism. But but at the same time, that would symbolize that I wanted to eat them, and I don't want to address homosexuals, not because I'm homophobic.
I don't want to digest homosexuals. That's the quote, Paul 2015. I don't want to digest homosexuals.
But like, see, for two, like, it's not because I'm homophobic. Like, if a homosexual needs me to digest them, fine. But I think
I'm okay with that.
I think that that's wrong. Like, I don't want to eat somebody, not because of their sexual orientation or because of their sex, just because I don't want to eat somebody. So it had to be a strawberry frosted donut that I wasn't going to eat, just so women were represented in my breakfast, with the sprinkles on the side, but not too far away from the breakfast, thus including them in my breakfast as well. And I got to sit there and look at it. But I wasn't allowed to throw it out because that would symbolize me throwing out women and homosexuals. And if I threw out my black coffee without any sweetener in it, I'm throwing out men too. So it comes down to nobody knows what the fuck is happening, and nobody can.
I don't know what's happening.
Paul, all right. So based off all this information we just got from Paul, do you find Mad Max Fury Road to be sexist in any way, based on your observations of the trailer and what you read?
Is there a strawberry frosted donut? Because if there isn't, yes. But hold on, this is another thing that I don't.
I don't want to go on a tangent, guys, but
this is something that I don't think a lot of people know, and then they would stop complaining. I looked up George Miller right now because I know I've heard the name before, and yes, he did the original Mad Max, but he also did Babe, the Talking Pig.
Yep.
And he also did Happy Feet.
There's my imaginary girlfriend, guys. There's my imaginary girlfriend. It's a ghost! Ah!
Alright, so hold on. This is the crazy part. I think this is what people should be in an uproar about, even though it's not that big of a deal anyway. So he did Happy Feet, he did Happy Feet 2, and he did Babe, Pig in the City, which I believe all three of those won Academy Awards. But if you go further back, he did the Twilight Zone movie, where he fucking killed real people. Like, he dropped a helicopter on them and decapitated an actual actor and a little fucking Vietnamese boy. And people were like, oh, Mad Max Fury Road is...
oh, that thing.
He's like,
Yeah.
Mad Max Fury Road is sexist. Okay, well, the fucking director murdered people, so what do you want?
I mean, it was an accident. They got
What?
hurt a little bit.
Well, they didn't, well, I mean,
They get hurt a little bit? A little bit. They lost their
I don't think it's a big
lives.
deal either, but because they
Oh.
changed a bunch of, like, that's when where something could happen, like some real thing could happen on a movie set and stuff would change. Now,
Yeah,
like,
like the
oh
other
no,
house.
the female is too strong or too weak, we have to make a big uproar about it on social media, but still give them money. Yeah, so I mean, if you want to be mad about something about Mad Max,
You do know
be
everyone
mad
can hear
the
that in the
director chopped
podcast.
2 people's heads off.
Yeah, we're
I mean, that
recording.
seems to be the logical
I
way to
mean,
go.
you said that he directed Babe. That's a sexist title.
Yeah,
come
it's
on.
true.
Happy
And
Feet?
the,
What does that signify?
well,
Why can't
Oh,
it be
God.
sad feet?
Is that coming in loud? Is that air conditioning coming in loud?
You
I
can
can't
hear
hear
a
it.
little bit, but it's fine.
Yeah, we're fine. Anyway, let's wrap this up real quick before
Okay.
Paul goes on a tangent about what other pastry is next. All right, so basically, in the end,
whatever.
that film, I even talked because I saw it with my girlfriend. Whether she's a ghost or she's imaginary, I don't know, but we agreed that it wasn't sexist at all, and it was just an entertaining flick that everyone needs to see because that film deserves your money more than Avengers did. Because
So,
that's how I feel
let
about it.
But
girlfriends
not as
stop
much
it.
as Pitch Perfect 2.
What's that, Paul?
Oh wait, that's the last thing. Is I'm torn now. I don't know what to see because I have to see Mad Max. I also have to see Pitch Perfect 2. But Poltergeist comes out this week also.
Yeah. Be a
What
man,
am I
Paul.
gonna do?
Be a man, Paul.
Which one is the least sexist out of all those?
The pink donut.
The pink donut.
All right.
All right, so that's pretty much it for the Lagswitch then.
Woo!
Now that we got that out.
Episode
So
dose.
episode dose has come to an end. So make sure you check out our previous episode if you missed it, and check out our Netflix treasures as well, so you can find some goodies on the Netflix. So that's it. Bang bang. We'll see you next time on the Lagswitch Podcast.
That's a very masculine gesture. I'm scared.
You do a feminine one and even it out.
I don't know I don't know which one that would be because I don't want to offend people.
Oh,
So-
What you guys should watch is the Taylor Swift Bad Blood video.
And on
If
that
you
note,
haven't
folks, have a good
already.
night. We'll see you next week on the Lagswitch.